As a coffee machine technician, I do recommend turning it on and off when it breaks. Hey guys, over my career as a barista trainer, the most important thing about creating amazing coffee is coffee recipes. In this video, we're going to be learning what a coffee recipe is and how to dial it in on your home coffee machine. Okay, so a coffee recipe is broken down into 4 main things. The first one is the ratio, the second is the dose, then the time and the yield. Okay guys, so we're going to start off by talking about the ratio. So what this is your dose, so how much ground coffee you're going to use, and how much your yield is, which means how much espresso you get in your cup. So your dose, for example, on our recipe card, we have a 1:2 ratio. What that means is, for every 1 gram of coffee, we're going to use double the amount of water. So for example, we're going to do a 20 gram dose and we're going to get a 40 gram yield of espresso in your cup. Okay, so we've talked about the ratio, the dose and the yield. All that's left to talk about now is the time. So the time is just how long the shot pours for, from the time you press start to when it stops. We control the time by the grind setting. So by changing the grind on here from fine to coarse will change how long your shot pours for. So every recipe will have its own ideal time range. All right, so now we're going to use the recipe on our Good News house blend and we're going to dial in on this home espresso machine. The first thing for our example recipe is our dose. So we're going to start with a set of kitchen scales. We're just going to tear the handle, so pop it on and make sure that's at 0. And we're going to pop this in and grind to see how much we can fit in our basket. Okay, so we're just going to take that out and we're just going to see how much coffee we've got there. We've got 18 grams. I think we can probably fit maybe a tiny bit more in there. All right, perfect. We are at 20 grams. We're just going to level it out so it's nice and even before we tamp. So you want a really nice, flat, even tamp. You don't want it to be like tilted to one side or anything like that. And we're just going to go straight in here. All right, so we've done our dose. We're going to figure out our yield now. So you have 2 buttons on here. They're going to give you different amounts, so that's going to change your yield. So I'm looking for about a 40 gram yield. So I'm just going to pop my cup on there, tear it, and pop this under, and hit start. Okay, so we're just going to take the cup and pop it back on the scales. We're a little bit under on this one. We're at 33 grams. So I'm going to try my other button and see what that one's programmed for. So this one is at 60 grams. So we have gone 1 too high and 1 too low. We could either use a manual shot and start and stop it when we want, or I can just quickly change the programming on this one. So we might just quickly run through how to program your yield on this Sunbeam machine. So first thing is, same as always, dose your shot. So we're going to keep the dose at 20 so it can be really nice and consistent. Just going to take a little bit out there to make it perfect. Make it nice and level, and we're going to tamp. Okay, on this machine it's really nice and simple. So we're just going to put it in, put our scales in underneath, and then pop the cup on the scales underneath your handle. We're going to tear the scales, so this is sitting at 0 with the cup on it, and then we simply just hold this in and it goes straight into programming mode. So this is going to start pouring a shot, and all we're going to do is we're going to wait till the weight is where we need it. So we're going to go to 40 grams for this one, and then we're going to hit the button again to stop it. It's as easy as that. So that programming has saved now. It's gone back to the regular settings. You can see all the lights have come back on, and that is it. We're at 40 grams in the cup. And that is how you program your yield. The last aspect of your recipe is the time. So what we need to do is check how long it takes to pour a shot with the new yield in there. So again, dose your coffee. And we're just going to put a shot on and just look at the time. We're lucky on this machine it counts for us, but if not, you can just simply start a timer when you press the button. Okay, so we ran for 34 seconds. Our time on our recipe for this Good News blend is 26 to 29 seconds. So it just ran a little bit too long. So on your grinder, it should say fine and coarse on it. This one has a few extra things written on there to help us figure it out as well. So on fine, it says slower extraction. So what that means is it's going to run for a longer amount of time. On the coarse one, it says faster extraction. So our shot poured for 34 seconds and we need to make it run quicker to get it down between 26 and 29. So I'm just going to simply push this down and twist it towards coarse to get a faster extraction. And then we just need to get rid of some coffee and pour it again. So in between changing your grind, you will need to get rid of a little bit of coffee because it won't change straight away. So again, we're still dosing 20 grams. If you change the weight, it will change the time that it pours as well. So you can see I've gone a little bit too far. I only ran at 20 seconds, so this grinder is a little bit sensitive to change by the looks of things. So we could just go a tiny bit back. So I've literally just gone one little notch back, and then I shall get rid of a shot. What does that mean? Alright guys, so I've made so many coffees that I've run out of water. I'm just going to quickly do a little refill. I haven't. Still got 1 and a bit litres. As a coffee machine technician, I do recommend turning it on and off when it breaks. Alright guys. Alright, so we've got this beautiful brown colour at the beginning, and now it's going to go into a golden honeycomb sort of colour before it lightens off a little bit further towards the end. Perfect, 28 seconds. That's exactly what we're looking for. So that's all of the components of our recipe. So your dose and your yield and your ratio, once they're set, you don't really have to play around with them at all. Just the time, so making the small adjustments to your grinder so that your shots are running at the right time will keep it tasting delicious. Alright guys, so that was our recipe to make a double espresso on our Good News blend. If you are just wanting a single shot, just make sure to split your cups so that you can have 2 single espressos. So if you've got any questions about today's video, or if there's any other videos that we haven't put out there yet that you'd like to see, please reach out and let us know. Keep an eye out for the next video.
Let us know if you keep an eye out. Let us know if you keep an eye out.
You let us know if you keep an eye out.
That's it. We got the closer.
Oh. That's a wrap for today. I don't know how to end a video, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.